Now, what about platforms such as Rolling Loud? Are those hard to get into?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now they are. In the beginning, like the guy that I managed from Miami, they were from Miami, so like they put on a lot of the Miami rappers. So that first, second year, it was a little easier, if you were from the region. But now it's just exploded with like little home games, so perfect for those guys. Now it's like I think it's LA, Miami. I don't know if they do it in New York.
It's Miami, LA, Tokyo. Miami, LA, and Tokyo. And there's one more, New York.
They've grown. Yep. So they've grown pretty big. So now it's a little harder to get on, for sure. South by is probably easier in 83C.
I was trying to get on the one in New York because, when I talked to Casanova, that's how he got his big break. He said he snuck on the stage. Okay. So, when I, Casanova, he said, listen, he said, my folks got me in. I just went up on the stage like it was my set, spit my stuff. He's like, y'all be a risk taker. So ever since I heard him say that, I always been a risk taker, but that just made me go even harder. So I'm gonna sneak in and do that. Watch.
Bro, I want to tell you something. I know that gentleman personally, and that's not what happened. So don't do that.
What happened? What happened, man?
He got on stage. He got on stage like everybody else. He didn't sneak on stage. You're not sneaking on no stage like that. They're gonna toss your ass off very fast. He got on stage like everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? And went up there and did his thing. There's no sneaking on stage.
He be oh, that's me. I know him.
So wait, Nim.
Well, that's what he told me. Why he lied to me like that? He made it like it was easy like that.
It ain't easy like that, bro. The security system is, and I'm pretty sure anybody up here that's at any shows like that, even in Southwest, the security system at certain stages, you're not getting on stage like that. The security guards and whoever else are gonna toss you off if you don't properly know the proper people to be on those stages. So that's not how it works. Like, they will toss you off quick fast and you'll be banned from going back there.
Nim, I got a question. Because the following year, and this was just put in the chat, the following year, he wasn't even allowed to get on the stage.
Right.
So, I mean, and Eric, you could chime in on this. Does your affiliation or so-called affiliation with any gangs or anything like that have anything to do with your chances of getting put on or your chances to be, marketable?
It doesn't, from my standpoint, because I'm in one, but from my standpoint, it doesn't. But it does make people a little bit more scared to deal with you because they worry about the drama that you bring with being Blood or being Crip or being Latin King or whatever you in. They worry about it because I get asked often, like, well, you gonna have any problems in here? And I got blocked from 2 shows behind that. So it does worry people because you gotta understand, I'm not being funny by saying this and no disrespect to nobody, but our white consumers, they worry about that shit. Like, listen, I don't want that in my club. I don't want that here at all. So it bothers them. But some people, they don't care. They just want that money. Some people be like, I don't care. We got cops for that. So.
What is your take on that, Eric?
No, I agree. I think it depends on the promoter, really, and the venue. I've seen it like South by. I've been in some crazy clubs, crazy shit. But it really depends on the promoter and who they're going to let in. South by, they obviously have capacity limits and those kind of things, so they're pretty regulated for the most part. But you hear it every year. There's like stabbings and shit that go on at South by, and these big conferences and stuff. It just depends, the situation. You just got to be safe and smart, not be stupid.
So Nim, let me ask you something. Do you feel it's worth it, or do you feel at some point in time you gotta change it up?
You are who you are, and if you change something just to be in something, and that's who you are, then you can't say you're real to who you are. So it depends on the person. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm Blood, but I'm a businessman. I am who I am. Do shit follow me? Yes, but I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? Even if I wasn't in the gang, shit still happens every day. So, you know, I don't know. I would never change who I am just to fit into something else. If people in the industry don't accept me for who I am and the work that I have put in as an artist and respect my lyrical abilities, then I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not for everybody, but I would never change who I am just to fit in to any establishment. You know, accept me for who I am. I don't bring the rah-rah unless somebody's promoting that and they're starting that with me, but I'm a very humble person. You know, being involved in a gang or whatever you're in doesn't mean you're a destructive person. Take Casanova, for example, because we were just talking about him, and again, I know the bro personally. I just love his video shoot right now. He's a very humble dude. He's not about that rah-rah stuff. He did what he did. He did his time, and he's a very, very respectful person. Speaking to him, very humble. Not a negative dude, but sometimes there's things that, you know, as a human being that we have to deal with. So I just tell people, be yourself. Stick to who you are.
Yeah, I ain't gonna I running with Casanova, like he was a good dude. Like Bull was like down to earth, like literally, like man,
Right.
that night, cause I was still out there. I had some weed on me. I was busting a little judge. He's like, oh, I see you still running the streets, and I was like, yeah. He's like, how much you got on you? And his the boy that had the go, I think it's his manager, cause he had the strap on him. He had like gold teeth in his mouth. He boarded off me. Cass was like, buy that joint off you. But he was explaining to me how he got on. But the way he explained it, he was like, hey, I just walked on the stage, took my shot.
Nem.
Yeah,
We already.
There's no question he went on stage, but it wasn't just like, yo, I bully, like, I'm here. Nah, they don't do that no more, bro.
That's how
Not
you
nowadays.
see,
Back in the day, they used to do that.
Nem.
They don't do that no more. Cops is crazy nowadays.
Nem,
Yeah.
I need you to talk a little bit about yourself because you're seasoned, you're a rapper, you ran with Dipset and a lot of other people. So explain a little bit about yourself because Eric couldn't get that part.
Okay, I'm Nimrod. I'm from Brooklyn, Cooper Projects. I've been in the game. I done learned everything from my brother Max D. Shout out to homie Max. He was my Max D apprentice. I done ran with Dipset. I done ran with PMD from EPMD Hit Squad.
Right.
I worked on PMD's whole album that he got out right now called New Businessman. I worked on joints with Slick Rick. I was the intern for a month at Bad Boy, and I started my own label now that I got called Federal District.
Awesome.
And now, Eric, I've told you, Eric was 10.5 years in with Warner Music Group.
Right.
Records and different things like that. So, you know, and he's been instrumental in the baby's career and stuff like that. So I want to make sure all the artists, is there anyone? I want to make sure all the artists get to shout out who they are and what they, you know, what they about, what they got going on. Because like I said, you know, when me and you talked yesterday, like I said, you know, if I can't help you or get you to where you need to be, I'm going to actually put you in the hands of somebody that can get you to where you need to be.
Right.
And if in fact, you know, Eric may be able to walk into certain doors, other people can't.
Right.
So, and again, you know, as we do check the rhyme, it'll be other people, but definitely now that we have Eric here, definitely want to take advantage of that.
For sure.
Pleasure to meet you, Eric, man. I've heard nothing but good things about you, brother. So it's a pleasure to actually meet you virtually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe another time in person when things are better, for sure.
Yeah, when things are a lot better.
So now, Eric.
No, thanks for the experience too, the rundown.
So now, Eric, are labels necessary at this point? Like, do we need labels? I'm sorry, do the artists need labels or do the labels need the artists?
I mean, you know, it could go either way, right? I think we're in a great time where artists have a lot of tools at their disposal. You know, and the transparency is key. Like, you need to really learn and understand the game. So if you can have access to TuneCore, you know, or whatever, DistroKid, something you can actually see a dashboard and see your results. I think in the early stages of an artist's career, that's so important. Because really a label is only going to amplify stuff. There's two things with a label. They're like a bank, first and foremost, and that's why everyone wants to sign to a label. But artists have to understand you're giving up your masters in exchange, you know, for that money. So you don't own any of those masters. I mean, the royalty rate is something like 12 or 13%, which is like really nothing. You know, by the time labels start taking out all their publishing and, you know, all these other factors on the back end, the artists are really not left with much. But if you can kind of control your music, control your distribution, and get it to a certain level where you're creating the buzz, you know, that's really the best time for a label to come in. And then you might not even want to sign with a label, honestly, because you might be in a position where you're making a ton of money yourself. But then at least if labels are coming to you with deals, you can be smart, meet with multiple labels, meet with multiple team members, and sit down with people that you really feel are going to put your music, you know, ahead of everyone inside the building and push your music and support you.